Thomas finds himself at the family farmhouse, a place he often goes to be alone. He's struggling with his father's remarriage to Rachel and the shift in family dynamics. The farmhouse is peaceful, and he's spent the afternoon relaxing, reading, and thinking through his feelings. We get a glimpse into his thoughts and sense his resentment and loneliness. Describe the farmhouse setting in detail to emphasize its isolation and how it feels like a safe space for Thomas. Capture Thomas's complex feelings about his father, his late mother, and his new stepmother. Hint at his inner conflict between wanting a family connection and his resistance to Rachel. Rachel arrives at the farmhouse unexpectedly. She's come for some solitude, unaware that Thomas is already there. They're both surprised but decide to share the space for the evening. Rachel appears warm, trying to be kind, though Thomas is somewhat distant. Provide Rachel's perspective as well. She feels like an outsider, struggling to find her role in the family and build a connection with Thomas. Their initial conversation is guarded, but polite, with Rachel trying to bridge the gap. Focus on subtle body language and emotions, showing both their discomfort and an underlying curiosity. As the evening goes on, they begin to talk more freely. Thomas shares a story about his childhood, and Rachel listens empathetically, letting her maternal instincts show. They bond over small things, slowly lowering their defenses. Explore their dialogue in depth, focusing on Rachel's nurturing responses and Thomas's gradual trust. Show Rachel's inner thoughts, revealing her desire to be accepted by Thomas and her conflicted feelings about their closeness. Build a warm, almost familial atmosphere that starts to blur the lines for both characters. As night falls, there's a shift in the air. The once light-hearted atmosphere becomes charged with tension. Rachel and Thomas are both aware of an unspoken connection that feels both wrong and magnetic. Rachel struggles to keep her feelings in check. Describe the setting, emphasizing the intimacy of the evening. Dim lights, quiet, close proximity. Use internal monologue to capture Rachel's shock and guilt as she realizes her feelings. Build suspense through subtle touches, long glances, and heightened awareness between them. Recall briefly lets her guard down, saying something suggestive or letting her emotions show. Thomas, caught up in the moment, responds, and they come dangerously close to crossing a line. But at the last moment, Rachel pulls back, realizing the gravity of what's happening. Emphasize the emotional intensity and their shared temptation. Rachel's inner battle, her reasons for wanting to feel loved, desired, and validated, but also her moral obligations. Thomas's confused feelings. He sees Rachel as both a mother figure and someone he's oddly drawn to. After their near encounter, there's a tense silence. Rachel decides to leave abruptly, realizing she needs to create distance. Thomas is left alone, reflecting on his feelings and the complexities of their relationship. Describe Rachel's exit and the uncomfortable silence. Dive into Thomas's confusion, guilt, and lingering feelings. Show Rachel's remorse as she drives away, knowing that their relationship has been forever altered. Over the next few weeks, Thomas and Rachel navigate family life with an unspoken understanding of what happened. They interact cautiously, both aware of the boundary they almost crossed and the potential consequences. Focus on their subtle interactions at family gatherings, awkward glances, averted eyes, tension silences. Reflect on their growth from the experience. Rachel seeks fulfillment in healthier ways, and Thomas understands his need for a genuine maternal relationship. Rachel makes an effort to focus on her marriage and build a healthy connection with Thomas. Thomas, in turn, starts to see Rachel as someone who genuinely cares for him, not just as an intruder in his life. They reconcile emotionally, leaving the farmhouse encounter as an unspoken but transformative experience. Show Rachel's proactive steps toward healthier relationships and self-reflection. Reveal Thomas's internal change, his softened attitude toward Rachel, and his acceptance of her role in his life. Close on a hopeful note, as they both understand the strength it took to resist crossing a line and respect the boundary they've established.